Welcome back. We got another video here today. It's another one of our series of deck creations. This one is, a lot of it's built towards tokens. A lot of weenie creature creations and that sort of thing. This is another variation of that. I might have to look into adding Soul Wardens to this deck because with it being a weenie creature deck, and that it allows things a little bit easier to do weenie creature wise. But of course we have our dual land. It shows off it's a red-white deck. Just when it comes into play tapped, but you can scry one. But we have in here Goblin Grenades. A good way to go forth to sacrifice a goblin and hit the player or creature with 5 points of damage. Reasonable. Goblin Grenades, no problem. Then we got some cheap Healer Hawks. We gotta have our flying support, as well as gives lifelink, and it's a 1/1 flying creature. No problem. But the other part of the deck, yes, they're a little bit costly. But what I like about these is, as long as they stay out, every turn you get a creature. It's done at random, and it's very cool when these ones come out. And I have a feeling I'm going to be I'm going to be picking more of these up if I can. I like these cards because at random you get a 3/1 creature, you get a 2/1 creature, or a 1/1 human creature. When it comes out, it deals 1 point of damage to any target. Your human warrior has trample and haste, so it can attack right away. The second one has lifelink and haste, so it can attack right away. The third one, the one that deals damage, doesn't have haste, but it still does 1 point of damage to any target. Have 3 of these out, you get 3 creatures every turn, and it does wonders over a period of time and that. So yeah, I'm gonna pick more of those up to add to other decks. This one here, at the beginning of your upkeep, put a monster counter on Assemble the Legions, and then put a put a 1/1 red and white soldier creature token with haste onto the battlefield for each counter on Assemble the Legions. If you have 4 of those out, you're going to have a crap load of creatures over a period of time. This one here, as long as your life total is greater than or equal to your starting life, creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever 1 or more of your creatures control attack, you gain life equal to the number of attacking creatures. There's your life gain right there, as well as helps you make your creatures stronger. Token creatures anyway. These ones are in here. Target creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. It's a way to get rid of some of those big creatures that you've come across. Somebody has built up a primate, and he's now 10/10. Okay, we gotta get rid of it. And instead of using swords, we'll use something like this instead. It costs 2, but it's a good way to kill off a creature. Honor the Pure. White creatures you control get +1/+1. And most of the creatures in this deck are white or red, or like white. I may have to change the Honor the Pure out, because I don't know if everything in here is white enough to do it. It may have to go into a pure white deck. It might be a different story. Heroic Reinforcements. Create 2 1/1 white soldier tokens. Until end of turn, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain haste. So yeah, it's inexpensive creatures, but all your creatures get +1/+1 in haste. So that's a bonus as well. Intangible, the virtue here, your token creatures get +1/+1 in vigilance. So you go back to your Outlaws Merriment, These are all token creatures it creates. Intangible Virtue gives your creatures +1/+1 and vigilance. So yeah, you could be producing a creature a turn that has haste, vigilance, and +1/+1. Yeah, it makes them pretty strong if you got a couple of those virtues out. Mentor the Meek. Whenever a creature with power 2 or less enters a battlefield, pay 1. Pay 1 if you do so. Draw a card. That's one way if you're running out of cards early in the game. Increasing Devotion. So yeah, we talked about this one in the previous video. Put 5 human creatures into play. If you're playing it from your graveyard, do cast and do 10 token creatures. Yeah, it's expensive, but it's when the game gets a little longer and you need the more creatures to attack with, then no problem. I threw this one in here because of the fact that it produces a goblin token creature every turn. I'd not really love to make it a deck, but I would kind of like to find, and I might just do some research on this, is to find more enchantments like this, as well as, this is the reasons behind this, is we have this one here that produces creatures, this one here produces creatures every turn. As long as the enchantment stays out, you get creatures on a mass production, per se. That's kind of cool. So yeah, you can have 4 goblin creatures every turn. Why not? I have some planeswalkers in here. This one here, because you can create 4/4 flying dragon token creatures with it when you -3, no problem. But it says whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, each dragon you control deals 1 damage to that creature. So I know there's not a lot of dragons in this deck. These may come out in replacement of more cards like this. I'm going to try and do research and try and find more of these type of cards to add into this deck, more of an enchantment. When somebody plays Tranquility, which, how often do you actually see somebody play Tranquility these days? They play green, they play Tranquility, and gets rid of all enchantments. I don't see it very often. Because there's spells in this deck, like Dragon Fodder, I threw a couple of these in here. Because there's quite a few sorceries in here, like Goblin Grenade and whatnot. I figured, well, why not? We'll throw these in here. It's a good defense. If they need to be pulled out for more cards, like our Goblin Assault, I'm not going to complain. I'm looking for ideas, different things that I can do. So, Dragon Fodder, create 2 red goblin creature tokens, cost 2 to bring out, give me 2 more creatures. Why not? So I have 3 Dragon Fodders in here, and then we have Impact Tremors. So the scenario here is you've got your Impact Tremors, and you've got your... Oh, wait. Every turn, your opponent's going to take damage. Because you're producing a creature every turn. Why not? It would be kind of like instant damage to them. You don't even have to attack or anything along those lines. You just do Impact Tremors, Goblin Assault. No problem. I think I'm going to be researching and finding out more of these Goblin Assaults for my Goblin deck that I have created. Because I was playing a Goblin deck recently online that was using I think it was Mob Boss, or using, I can't remember the top of my head. There was one creature that you can do. You tap it and it produces goblins every per the amount of goblins you have out. So think about that. If you have impact tremors out and you're producing, say, 10 creatures that turn, and the next turn is 20 creatures, how much damage can you do with a simple enchantment like this without even attacking your opponent? There's another one out there that would be cool for that deck as well. So yeah, Goblin Assault is cool. Impact Tremors is a kind of cool combo. Dragon Fodder is in here just as a blocking creature, just a simple one to block with. Something like this guy here will probably be replaced with something like our Goblin Assault. Feel free to comment below on what you think I should add to this deck, or modify from this deck, or change from this deck. It's got a lot going on. Yes, I understand these decks are a little top heavy at times, not top heavy, not enough land or not enough quickness to the deck and that sort of thing. Nowadays with Modern, sometimes it takes a while to kill somebody, sometimes it doesn't. But as you can see, these deck ideas that I create are something my preference to play. I like to play with a lot of tokens, but I don't like to play with something that I'll probably get killed a lot against the ones that produce like 10 or 20 creatures just by mutating a creature. Anyways, I hope you liked that video. I will be doing more of these down the road. I have another pile of decks created. They're just not around to show off right now. But I will be creating some old school decks down the road as well. But most of these are modern based. At the moment, I can't wait till this pandemic stuff is over so I can go forth and get out and start playing some of these decks that I've created once I've made modifications to them. Hopefully the people that are watching these videos will help me out with that. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later. Bye for now.